From a basketball standpoint, I was a pretty good player at my best. Nothing more, nothing less. Currently, I work in the field of wealth management, which means that I bank high net worth clients. I am the youngest person in my position in the state of Florida for the bank that I work for. In the last part of May, I turned 35 years old. But the reason that I'm here today is because I have a dream. You see, 6 months ago, I handed a small card like this to the greatest basketball player to ever live. On one side, a picture of him dunking. On the other side, my goal to play him one-on-one. That player, that person was Michael Jordan. Today, I want to talk to you about dreams. I want to talk to you about what is possible, what you can accomplish. You see, we live in a world that says you can't, but I'm here to tell you that you can. 22 months ago, I started a website called MeVersusMJ.com. Its goal was to chronicle my journey as I prepared for Michael Jordan Senior Flight School. It's a camp that was put out there for people 34 years of age and older. When I found out about the camp in my early 20s, I thought I have to go to this camp. After all, Jordan was the reason I played basketball. I looked at that. Like, I would watch every game Jordan played. I would record all the games. I would study. I'm self-taught in basketball. My brother jokes today that he missed a lot of shows from his childhood because all I would ever let him watch is Come Fly With Me. So, the part of the camp that really excited me, though, was the part where he would play the participants in the camp one-on-one. Now, I know that I could be 5 times better than I was at my best, and it wouldn't matter against Michael Jordan. That wasn't the point. The point was I love the game of basketball. And any competitor would love to match up against the person considered the best and see how they do. That, to me, sounded like a fun time. So I thought, what I'll do is I'll create a site. My goal was to train hard, was to play the best, and to be the best that I could be. But I'll create a site. Because what I had read is that as he had gotten older, he would just hand select a couple of people. Where in the beginning, he might play all of you. But at the end, he might just say, I'll play you, and I'll play you, and I'll play you. So I thought, I'll do a website, I'll detail my journey, and hopefully at the end, he'll say, you know what, you worked really hard. So you come on out here and I'll beat you really quick. And I would have been okay with that. So when I went, before I started the site, I thought, who can I go to for training? I didn't have any basketball contacts. You know, I'm a banker, I'm a regular dude. The only trainer I knew of was Michael Jordan's trainer. So I called Tim Grover up in Chicago. A week later, I received a phone call back to my surprise. We talked for the next couple of weeks about when I would come to train. I explained to him about my website, what I was looking to do. And in the end, Tim didn't think that he could train me. I understood that. He didn't know me. He had a brand that he didn't know how my website was going to get out, even though I tried to do my best to tell him. But I said, I'm not going to stop. So I found somebody else, and I wouldn't train with him for a week, and I had the time of my life. In December of 2010, I got up one morning, I looked on the internet, and I saw that it was potential that the Jordan camp would be canceled. I couldn't believe it. I started emailing anybody I could find that had anything to do with the camp. I got several emails back, one from Mike Fratello. Mike said that when Jordan had closed the most recent camp, he had told them that he didn't know if he would do the camp again, that he wanted to focus more on his celebrity golf tournament, that he knew that the camp wasn't going to happen this year, and he didn't know if it would ever happen again. I said, okay, that's fine, I'm not going to stop. So what I did is I changed the goal from getting ready for Jordan camp to what I really wanted to do in the first place, which was play Michael Jordan one-on-one. So that I changed that my goal and I moved forward. In January of 2011, I was out playing basketball with friends. I had made large strides. I had made a lot of things in. My conditioning was up. I was feeling really good. I went to drive to the basket. I felt this pop in my leg, this sharp pain. I couldn't move. My friends helped me to the side. I got home, sat on my couch, and I began to cry. You see, when I was a young person like you, I never understood why when somebody won a championship, they would get so emotional. I didn't understand why when people would lose big games, that they would get emotional. I had never wanted anything so badly in my life. At that point, I understood. I began to pray. I said, God, if you let this not be serious, I will work harder. You see, something happened. I came to understand that it was more than just a game. People didn't believe anymore. They didn't believe things were possible. I started inspiring people. I said, God, if you let me play again, I will work harder. I will show people what's possible. I went to the orthopedic surgeon with faith and hope wrapped around me. The doctor and the nurse came in. She said, Doctor, we need to order an MRI. He said, that won't be necessary. He said he's got a torn calf muscle. It's going to take 2 to 4 months of rehabilitation, then we'll reevaluate. I went to the physical therapy the first time. They said, Ken, you're going to come in, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then it's going to take this, we might be able to play this time. I said, that's not good enough. You don't understand what I'm looking to accomplish. I explained what I'm looking to do. They said, okay. They said, if you're open to some alternative stuff, if you're willing to come in here more often, we'll get you back on the court. I said, okay. For the next 8 weeks, I went through some of the most painful rehabilitation I can ever imagine. I had bruises on top of bruises in areas that had nothing to do with my leg. But I always said I'm not going to stop. On this journey, in this process, I've been told no, I've been laughed at, I've been doubted, I've been told to be more realistic. I've been told I'm more than 10 NBA player, but no, I won't play with you, I won't shoot with you, I will not do an interview with you. You see, I'm filled with hope and belief. I believe in my journey and what I'm doing. Every single person I come in contact with, I naturally assume they're going to say yes, we love what you do. So when they say no, it hurts. But I always say I'm not going to stop. 3 months ago, I flew up to Dallas, Texas, and had lunch with Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks. I sat across the table from Mark, and I began to tell him what I'm looking to accomplish. I said, Mark, I created a site called meversusmj.com. He's like, what is it? I said, meversusmj.com. He's like, I know about you. I said, you do? He said, yeah, you're looking to play Michael Jordan. I said, yeah. He said, you played the kid that goes to Virginia Tech. You played the guy that plays in Brazil, the tall high school kid. I said, yeah. He's like, I know about you. I sat there, I couldn't believe. I said, Mark Cuban knows about me. I said to Mark, I was like, Mark, will you do me a huge favor? He said, what is it? I said, will you call Michael Jordan and ask him to play me? He said, absolutely not. He's like, I know Michael very well. He's like, I spent time with him just 2 weeks ago. He's not going to play me. I said, well, why would you say that? I was like, Mark, this is bigger than a game of basketball. This is about showing people what's possible with faith and hard work. He's like, that may be the case, but Michael's not going to play me. I said, that's okay. I'm not going to stop. I ran into Mark a month later in Orlando at the Orlando Magic Dallas Mavericks game. We talked a little bit, we caught up. I said, Mark, I'm going to make a believer out of you. I was like, get ready, because you're coming to the game when I play Michael. He looked at me and smiled. He said, what's taking you so long? See, Mark Cuban knows I'm not going to stop. If I had quit when Jordan Camp was canceled, I wouldn't be here today. If I had stopped when people said that I couldn't, I would never have come face to face with Michael Jordan twice. I wouldn't have trained with Orlando Hoops. I wouldn't have shot hoops with the option of Dave Hopla. I wouldn't have had lunch with Mark Cuban. I wouldn't have done a lot of the things that I've done. Just because the dream doesn't happen in the way that you think it should happen doesn't mean the dream doesn't exist. Do you hear what I'm saying? Just because the dream doesn't happen in the way that you think it should happen doesn't mean the dream doesn't exist. You have to believe. You got to have faith. On the back of my shirt, I've got 8 words. They say anything is possible with faith and hard work. To a lot of you, that may mean nothing. Maybe up to this point, life has been easy. But if you set your goal high enough, before your journey is over, you will understand fully what it means when I say anything is possible with faith and hard work. Faith is belief with no proof. It is pushing through adversity. It is believing in something you can't see, feel, or touch. Faith is what keeps me going. But faith alone won't get you there. See, success has a close friend named hard work. Hard work scares me. It's easy to say, I want to play Michael Jordan. It's hard work to write 2 posts a week for a website, almost 100,000 words in the first year. It's hard work to work a full-time job and find time to train in the mornings and the evenings to get your mates in. It's hard work to listen to constant rejection and push through. It's easy to say you want to be a great basketball player, that you want to be the star of your high school team, that you want to go on to play college, that you'd love to join Chandler in the NBA. But it's hard work to come to Orlando Hoops every day and train. This journey is about what you can accomplish. Okay? Martin Luther King Jr. said, whatever your life's work, do it well. Do it so well that the living, the dead, and the unborn can do it no better. So well that the living, the dead, and the unborn can do it no better. So I ask you, if you're serious about why you're here, are you doing that? Are you doing that here in this camp? Are you giving 100% effort in every single drill? Are you listening intently to every single coach? To every speaker? How badly do you want it? I received an email recently from a mother whose 16-year-old son has a hip broke, where his coach told him recently, you know, maybe you should look into coaching. Basketball's not for you. I cringed when I read that. Because see, what that coach can't measure is effort. He doesn't know how hard that young person is going to work. No one can dictate your effort. It's not about where you are today, it's about where you're going. There may be somebody here better than you today, but if you're willing to work, they won't be better tomorrow. That's up to you. Today, my goal was to hopefully inspire you or to help remind you what's possible. I truly believe in my heart that all things are possible with faith and hard work. But what happens going forward is up to you. Because I can't be with you tomorrow when you need to get 100 more mates in. I can't be with you in 2 weeks when you're in the weight room and you're doing 5 reps and you know you should be doing 8, 10, or 12. I can't be with you when you're in this gym and you should be giving 100% on every drill, but you're giving 80. I say hats off to you guys for being here and being willing to work. You're ahead of the game. Because there's a lot of people that aren't here working. But I will tell you that there are people here in this gym right now amongst you that will stay here all day and work hard and then will leave and go work some more. That's just the truth. If you want it, you can have it. There is no doubt in my mind about that. It's just up to you. Before we open it up to like any questions, can you guys please give a big hand to all the coaches here helping out? I want you to thank somebody else too. Whoever helped you get here today, whoever paid your way, helped you get to this camp, I want you to go home and thank them tonight. Because without them, you wouldn't be here. Thank them for believing in you. As you get older, you'll understand that less and less people believe in you. When I started this journey, I could use one hand and not all my fingers to the people who believed in me. And lastly, please give a hand to Mr. Chandler Parsons.